everyone. Back here on a beautiful Sunday. Mr. EX3 is just mixing up the smoothie right now. Yeah, another part of what we do. So last week we were talking a little bit about, some of the things that went on throughout my life and into college and so on and so forth, and how I became a teacher. But let's dial back a little bit on some of the experiences that occurred while being in college. So my freshman year, actually coming out of high school, I was able to get an opportunity to play an all-star game, which was very exciting for me. I was ecstatic about that opportunity to go to Rowan University and play in this all-star game. So I get to go and play in the all-star game, and I was shown some interest from some different schools while I was in the all-star game, which was a surprise to me because, I knew I was pretty good, but I didn't know that I was as good as some people saw me to be. But I had already committed to go to Rowan University, so I stuck with that opportunity. I went to a program called the EOF program, and this program was basically for minority individuals to help them to transition into college and to also get into college. And that was a little crazy. So I was on campus as a freshman, going into my freshman year. I was on campus during the summer, and basically I had to start taking college classes at that point. This was kind of challenging, but I think it was well worth it because it definitely helped to prepare me for what was coming in the fall. So being on campus as a freshman at Rowan University, not really knowing anybody, knowing anything about college at the time, I was the only one in my family that had the opportunity to go to college. So it was quite challenging. Not only that, I was playing football, and as far as I was concerned, I was at school to play football, and that was my main focus. Towards the end of my freshman year, unfortunately, and I guess fortunately, as the story continues, you'll see why I say that, I ended up with a 1.9 GPA as a freshman. I was on academic probation, and pretty much was told that if I didn't get my grades together, I wouldn't be able to play football the next year. I also was a track and field athlete, so a 3-sport athlete. I did winter track, spring track, and football in college, which is a feat within itself. So my freshman year, being on the football field, it was very exciting. Even though I was redshirted as a freshman, it was a great experience. In practice, playing really hard and having a lot of fun out there with other guys. And our team was pretty good as well. My freshman year, we went 10-1 and won the NJAC, and went on to the playoffs and so on. Coming to my sophomore year, I was supposed to be given an opportunity to get the starting position as strong safety. Things got really interesting my sophomore year, though. So going into the summer, or going into the spring of the summer of my freshman year, they found a tumor in my knee, and I was diagnosed with an osteoconjoiner and had to receive surgery. After the surgery, doctors told me that I needed to sit out a year. But being the motivated individual that I am, I decided that I was going to come back that year. So in that summer, after my surgery, as I was training, I received a letter at my house that stated that I was not invited to camp. And this really hurt. I was confused, didn't really understand it. And I think I was more so upset at the fact that my college coaches didn't communicate with me the reasoning for that letter. I ended up going up to the school and talking to my coaches about it, and they kind of explained that they were going to bring someone into camp because they only have a certain amount of slots, but I was still on the team. So I pretty much got over that situation. However, I pushed myself really, really hard in order to get on the field that year. And even though the doctor said that I wasn't going to be able to do it because of how significant the surgery was, after 4 games, I was back on the field and practicing again. So yeah, having to go through that situation where there's a lot of uncertainty, not knowing what was happening next, being a type of person that was going to fight and grit things out, but still not knowing what was going to happen next. And so pushing through that was very, very challenging. Having this tumor just pop up in my knee, not knowing where it came from, how it happened, or whatever the case may be. So, but I was still very, very excited about that season. So I came back to practice that week. We had a game that week, and I was, practicing pretty well. And another unfortunate situation happens. I'm playing strong safety in practice, and I go into my drop, and I see the running back get the ball, and I come up to try to make a play, and me and the running back collide, and I ended up getting a pinched nerve in my shoulder. This was very, very disheartening. It was some people might not even be able to imagine what I was going through at this time, because here I wasn't supposed to even come back. I worked my butt off to come back that year, and then I get injured. So needless to say, I left the team that year and didn't show up again. Stay tuned. There's more to come.